Interviewer. Good morning/afternoon, candidate name. Thank you for coming in today.
Candidate. Good morning/afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Interviewer. Let's start with some general questions about your experience. How long have you been programming in Java?
I've been programming in Java for about, insert number of years.
That's great. Can you tell me about a particularly challenging project you've worked on in Java? What was the problem and how did you solve it?
Sure. I once worked on a project that required me to develop a complex data structure to efficiently store and retrieve large amounts of data. It was challenging because the data had to be stored and retrieved in a specific order, and the structure needed to be optimized for speed and memory usage. To solve it, I researched different data structures and algorithms and eventually implemented a customized solution that met the project's requirements.
That's impressive. Can you walk me through the basics of object-oriented programming and how it relates to Java?
Object-oriented programming is a programming paradigm that focuses on the use of objects to represent real-world entities or concepts. In Java, everything is an object, and objects are created using classes. A class is a blueprint for an object, defining its properties and behaviors. Objects communicate with each other by invoking methods, which are defined in the class. Encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism are some of the key principles of object-oriented programming that are used extensively in Java programming.
Good explanation. How familiar are you with Java frameworks, such as Spring or Hibernate?
I have experience working with both Spring and Hibernate. In my previous job, I worked on a project that used Spring for dependency injection and Hibernate for database access.
Great. Can you tell me about a time when you had to debug a particularly tricky issue in your Java code?
Sure. In a previous project, I was working with a large code base that had multiple threads running simultaneously. I noticed that occasionally, the application would crash without any clear indication of what caused the issue. I spent several hours debugging the code, examining log files, and using debugging tools to trace the issue. Eventually, I found that the issue was caused by a race condition in one of the threads, which was accessing a shared resource without proper synchronization.
That's an important skill to have. How do you stay up to date with the latest developments and trends in Java?
I stay up to date with Java by reading technical blogs, following Java communities on social media, and attending technical conferences and meetups. I also enjoy experimenting with new Java features and libraries in my spare time.
Great to hear that. Finally, can you tell me about a project that you've worked on that you're particularly proud of?
I'm particularly proud of a project that I worked on recently, where I built a Java-based microservice architecture for a large e-commerce platform. It was a complex project that required me to design and develop multiple microservices, each with its own database and REST API endpoints. I also had to integrate the microservices with various other systems, such as message queues and third-party APIs. It was a challenging project, but I'm proud of the end result and the positive impact it had on the platform's performance and scalability.
Impressive work. Well, that's all the questions I had for you today.
Thank you for the opportunity. It was great meeting with you.